Hi guys, looking for that comfy space where you can connect to the most random, enlightening, and extremely relatable topics on personal growth. We've got you covered right here on Self Love Power Podcast, powered by Sal's Epiphany Studio in partnership with Startup Canoe, Vogue Garden, MMR Bookshop, and supported by The Unshackled. Today's episode is special because Eid Mubarak. First of all, we're excited because it's Eid, everybody's so happy, and we're wishing you all the best. May Allah accept all our ibadah. And it's also special because I have someone who, I don't know how to describe him because he's so many things. He's extremely supportive, that's number one. He's extremely supportive. He's extremely kind. He's extremely energetic.
Now you're making me shy.
No, no, but it's the truth. He's someone who is sacrificial. He can give what he has to people even when he doesn't have for himself, right? And today I want him to talk about a bit of that. But first of all, I would let him just introduce himself.
Okay, where do I start from? Okay, my name is Abubakar Lele. I was born in Kano, and I grew up in Kano. I had basically my primary, secondary school in Kano, and then I furthered for my tertiary institutions at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, where I studied human physiology.
Wow.
And, yeah.
I never knew, really.
Yeah, I studied human physiology actually. So after I graduated in 2015, I went further to serve my National Youth Service at Federal University, Dutse. After that, it's been hustle till it.
Yeah.
So this is basically my academic me. And what again?
There's a lot. Don't worry, I will ask you. We'll get to the bottom of everything.
Okay.
But first of all, I know you're somebody who is very open-minded, right? You are not tribalistic in any way. You're not racist in any way. You vibe with Hausa people, Igbo people, Yoruba people, even people that are not Nigerians. Like, how did you become that way? Was it something that happened while you were growing up, or the kind of family you were in, or something?
Okay. First of all, I like to say that the kind of family from which I come from is actually that kind of family that gave me the opportunity to see everybody as one. Secondly, the school I went to, let me say majorly the university I went to, which is the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University.
Ahmadu Bello, Abu Sites for life.
Yeah. So it's a very cosmopolitan university because it brings a lot of people together, people from different parts. I doubt out of the 774 local government, if there is any that doesn't have a representation there. So that's given me a platform to meet a lot of people under the same umbrella, either in class or in the hostels or at social gatherings or even aluta, if I may say. So through that, I got to know a lot of things about these people. They tell us about how their place is, what their tribe, their culture is all about.
Yeah.
And then secondly, another opportunity that I got that gave me ample time to also get to mingle and be free with these people was when I started visiting places in the other part of the country. So there were opportunities for me to go to other parts of the country for conferences, for seminar. I've been to basically all the 6 geopolitical zones.
Wow.
So each time we go there, we spend like a week or more. I mingle with these people, I interact with them, and they take me around, you know. So I really saw that there is actually this thing that we need to know. We the Northerners, there is this thing we need to know about them, and there is something they need to know about us. I also use that opportunity to clear a lot of perception about what they think about the Northerners, and you know, about what we think about them too. When I came back, I tried to enlighten people about. So those 3 basic opportunities made me realize that this Nigeria was really living a peaceful society before now. But gradually, some few things are coming in and trying to distract us from who we really were. Yes. So we lived a life before where we loved ourselves, we understood our differences and learned to live with it. But then recently a lot of distractions are coming in. And that is one thing I really want to see how I can work to see how I can contribute my own quota towards ensuring that we all live a happy life, honestly. And these people, let me say the major tribes, Hausa, Igbo and Yorubas, they are wonderful people. When you sit with them or have something to do with them, either business or interaction or any opportunity that brings you close to them, you understand that they are really sweet. They are really people you should want to live with, because it's not that you shouldn't always be within the box. Try and go out of the box. So those three opportunities actually give me.
Do you think us as northern people not going out of the box is what causes a lot of misunderstanding within us and other people from other cultures?
Well, actually, when you are within the box, you don't understand what the other person is feeling or is doing in the other part of the country. So if you don't know, you get to only judge them by what you see either on social media or in the media or what you hear about them.
Yes.
But when you go and meet them, you see where they live, you interact with them, you would understand better and your perception will change about them. It's just like a typical Igbo person that has never left the southeast and then suddenly comes to Kano. Trust me, when he goes back, the comment he has about the northerners is totally different from what he had before coming. So I feel the northern people are actually a reserved kind of people. They hardly go out, not like they don't go, but then most of them do not really go out to see what the other part of the country is all about. And that is why I always emphasize that the NYSC is supposed to be an opportunity to take you to other parts of the country so that you can learn about what the other part of the country is all about. But then people nowadays dodge.
Yes.
So most times they go for their camping and then after the camp they look for a redeployment. And I feel it's not supposed to be so, because if you give yourself, and that is why for anybody that has never left the north and went for NYSC in the southeast and stayed there and served for 1 year, when he comes, even his interaction amongst the northerners is not the same, because he now has a different perception about life. So I feel that is one thing that we are lacking, and we really need to work on it.
And I was posted to Ebonyi State.
Wow.
I had never been to that side of Nigeria. And then I remember when I woke up in the morning and I saw Ebonyi State, I was like, I just slept back because I thought maybe if I wake up I'll see something different. And then I was so scared and I went down. I was like, Mama, they've posted me to Ebonyi State. And surprisingly she was like, oh, she can. And then I went to Enugu. From there, the bus that I took to Ebonyi, I was so shocked because I was the only person who couldn't speak Igbo in the bus.
Wow.
But all of them were trying to help me. One person was sitting close to me, was assuring me, was like, okay, we have so kilometers left. Oh, don't worry about it. When we get there, when we got to the bus stop, they put me in another car, told the driver. It was the sweetest thing, because when you keep hearing what other people are saying, you wouldn't really believe that there's a different side of the story.
Yes.
And then going to camp, realizing the life was so different, meeting people were so different, and everybody was like, are you Hausa? I was like, yes. And why do you speak differently? why are you so social? And then I was like, we need to push more people to share the true Hausa people. People just think if you're Hausa, you don't know how to speak well, you don't know how to play sports, you're not social and all of that. And I see that you're trying to change that stereotype, especially with Give Foundation, which I want you to talk about now. What is Give Foundation?
Give Foundation is a non-governmental organization that was set up last year, 2020, 2nd May in particular. It came into existence as a result of a certain patient.
Okay,
there was a patient by name Mariam that was admitted at Dala Orthopedic Hospital in Kano, and at that time there were pictures of her that was going around seeking for donation on her behalf. So I saw the picture and I picked interest. It was during the lockdown, So I said, let me go and see this lady. So I went to the hospital, I saw her, I saw the critical condition in which she was, and I felt the need for me to assist her. And how did I want to do it at that time? I said, let me snap her picture and let me also upload and see if people can make contributions. So that I can complement what the other helper raised, so that we can see how we can build up. And then that time, she needed around 745,000 naira.
Wow.
So I picked her pictures and I uploaded. Between that time and 24 hours, I was able to raise over 800,000 naira. I was like, wow. So I actually have this contact of people on my WhatsApp that I can use to help the community. And I never made an attempt to do that. So the following day I went, I made the payment, and I came back home. Before I came back home, I met a doctor. So one of the doctors that was on a ward round saw what we did, and then he was like, which foundation are we from? I didn't even know what to say because I was not a foundation. And I never came from any foundation at that time. So I just said, Give Foundation. And my intention was, okay, give to give. You know? And then foundation, of course. So I just said, Give Foundation. I said, oh, wow, that's good, that's good. So when I went back home, it's now rang in my head that beside the bed of the lady that was admitted, that's that lady that wanted to assist, there were other patients that needed much, much lesser amount than hers. So when I went back home, the image of the ward where she was admitted kept ringing in my head. And then I now saw that, I realized that there were some other patients that were beside her that needed a much, much lesser amount for their treatment. So I said, if I can raise that amount for her, why don't I snap their own pictures and see if I can raise more? So I went, I snapped, and people raised. I snapped, people raised. So at that time, within the span of, I think, 3 months or so, I was able to cover almost around 6 patients. So I said, if that is the case, because people started making recommendations that why don't you make it a foundation and so I said, okay, fine, let's call it a foundation, Give Foundation, since that was the name I gave the doctor. So I went, because I had this skill for graphic design. So I went and then I came up with that logo. And so after I came up with that logo, we now started making arrangements for registration with the corporate affairs, and then we got it registered, and that was how it all started. And then we made it now formal, opened a corporate account, and then started it formal. So Miriam was the reason why I went to the hospital, and I would say she was the main reason why Give Foundation came into existence.
That's amazing. And how did you get a good team? From starting on your own, was it difficult finding people to work with you?
I would say it wasn't difficult. Okay, it was difficult. It wasn't difficult. Let me use the 2 words. Why I said so is because these people that I brought to make the team, I met them individually at different places. There were some of them that I had a relationship with them while I was in the university, and we lived a good life, and I saw the kind of potential they have. So I had them at the back of my mind. When I went for my National Youth Service, I met some other people, and I talent spotted some of them that were very good, that you can always make up a team with. They were also there. And so from the secondary school from which I finished, there were some other people too. And then there was a hub. There is a hub, Startup Kano hub, of course, which is like the primary hub that brought me to where I am now. Shout out to Startup Kano, honestly. So they did that for me. So they gave me a platform that I met wonderful people. That platform, most important, one thing I would never forget that I benefited from Startup Kano is the networking nature it gave me. It gave me an opportunity to meet different kind of people that come there for different things, and then we get to interact and then talent spot ourselves. So from Startup Kano, from NYSC.
I met you at Startup Kano.
Of course, obviously. And this is one of the successes I would say I record, because meeting you is such big for me, honestly.
Thank you.
So from Startup Kano, from NYSC, from university, from secondary school, from normal interaction with people, and then I've been to a few or several other organizations where I was one time this, one time that, a member or a supporter. So I also talent spotted these people. So from these kind of places that I've been to within the work of my life, so I picked from them and I brought them together. I never knew they were going to make such a wonderful team. Give Foundation is where it is today because of these people, honestly, because of God and because of the support I got from these people. They are the best thing that has happened to me in many years, honestly. These people, I can just go to sleep and be rest assured that everything is delivered. Talent, people from every walks of life, very hardworking and committed, and very humanitarian as well. So this was how I came up with that team, a team that I'm proud of.
Alhamdulillah. Do you have any leadership skills, or have you been through any leadership? Have you held any leadership roles before?
Yes, for leadership, honestly, I would say I have held a few. In secondary school, I've held some. In university, I was part of the Aluta team, you know.
Aluta. How was the experience being the Aluta for ABU Zaria?
Aluta exposed me to a lot of things, honestly. Aluta, what people don't understand is Aluta is like a mini politics, mini of what you expect outside the university community. When I came out and compared both, I realized they were almost similar. And these people that are the politicians of nowadays, some of them even started it when they were from Aluta in school. So it gave me a platform where I got to know a lot of things about leadership, about what transparency, honesty, commitment, dedication is all about. I met different kind of people at different platforms. The student union government, of course, which was the umbrella body, brought a lot of people, and so I participated actively, and I was part of the team. And gradually, the spirit, the leadership skills started building. Because you meet different kind of people.
Yes.
I wasn't this patient before, but because of this opportunity.
Just me about that. What do you mean?
I grew up being this kind of person that was too straightforward. When you see things, you say it the way it is. Tell it to the person whether he likes it or not. This I want to tell you right to your face. But with this kind of leadership skills, you get to know that there are some people that you just don't even talk to them. When they do something, you just look at them and just shake your head. There are some people that you can go and meet and speak to. There are so I got to know that not everybody that you will look into his eyes and tell him, this is not right and all. But gradually, I started developing those skills.
Yes.
And I am where I am today. So from school, and then after school, NYSC 2, I was the dance and drama CDS president during my national youth service. So and that gave me an opportunity to also be a leader for different kind of people from different parts of the country. I met a lot of them. Because dance and drama CDS is like a CDS that brings you closer to yourself, because you do a lot of things that makes you understand yourselves better. So that also builds my leadership skills. After NYSC, I was part of different forums, organizations, NGOs, and all. So it also helped in building me to where I am today. Yes.
I want to ask you a few things, because I know you're into social impact, right?
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest issue that young people face in the North?
One of the biggest issues that I think the youth are facing right now is the lack of confidence in their fellow youths.
Okay.
Lack of confidence is like the order of the day. I see myself in a society where youth do not support their fellow youth, either in politics, in business, in academia, or any environment that they find themselves coming together. I didn't know how we got to this stage, but then I see a society where if you start up a business, you get another person starting up the same business, you don't get to share ideas. You see this rivalry growing.
Yes.
The tussle for, I am first started, I am the best, I do the best, I deliver the best services. When it is leadership, it is the same youth that sees a competent youth that would first castigate that person. When it is normal interaction, the youth are always against themselves. And I feel the leaders of today that we have are where they are because they had this bond when they were young.
True.
Either in school. So when you see either in the military, they are always like this. So most of those that ruled us from the military, they were a cluster of friends, people that understood themselves, that realized that Nigeria you have to mingle. you know, for you to be where you are. So, and when you look at the other part of the politics, the civil rule, you also see that they, at some point in time, either they went to Barewa College, or they went to Ahmadu Bello, or they went to, you know, or in Aluta and so. But nowadays, we don't support ourselves. We don't believe that a youth can do. When we see one youth going for a leadership role and he fails, we assume it is the entire youth.
Yes.
Meanwhile, that person cannot be the representative for all of the youths that we have. And it's just difficult for them to come together. And when you bring them together, it seems like, okay, everything is going back to normal. But when they go back again, I don't know what is really the more. I'm yet to find.
There's friction.
Yes, there's just this
stopping
friction.
people from bonding the way they're supposed
Even
to.
business, when you start up a business, as small as it is, when you share with your friends, for them to go on their social media handles to share it is an issue.
Why do people do that?
I don't know. You share me your maybe a flyer of a business you start, for me to just go and post so that I can get my people to, you know, patronize you is an issue.
And do you know the painful part?
Yes.
Like, if let's say we are friends now, and you're doing your business, right? We're going to talk about Elegante Republic later.
Sure.
You're doing your business, and I see what you're doing. Like, you struggle to do it, right? I know the hustle, but I would never post anything about what you're doing. But I'll go and post a celebrity who doesn't even know that I exist and keep
honestly
shouting and telling people to go and. Why do people not support their own people, their own friends, their own people that they know how much they are struggling, but want to support somebody that's already made it?
I feel maybe it's the feeling of, I don't want him to do better than I am, or better than I do, you know. But if not, come on, how much would it cost you to support him? Sometimes even events, a person is launching his business or starting or going for a certain festival, you know, where he will go, and for you to just go and support, let him see your face, that to show that you are there to encourage him, is an issue.
Yes.
You would rather his business dies and then maybe yours, you know, boost up. And I am yet to still also understand.
And I think it's a bit of what Hausa people say, munafurci.
Yes.
Because
a lot.
Like, I won't support you until you have made it and everybody knows you have made it. Then I will now say, oh, you're my friend. I knew him when he started and all those things.
Honestly, you can't be there. You can't say you're not there when I started from scratch. You didn't support me. And it is when I make it now that you're coming. Okay, I'll be like, okay. So,
exactly. I know the kind of person you are.
So what are you here for? You know. But when you support this kind of people, and it's just like, okay, I started up. It's just like now that I started up this NGO. When I started at first going to conferences from one hall to the other, from one venue to the other in this Kano, when I went for these places, when I called my friends to say, let them join me, I would be the one to pay for the transport. Even when I had little, it would be like, all these things, if it's not making money, it's not useful. You know, it's not useful. I said, but you're going there to learn. When you meet people, you network. That will give you an opportunity to meet other people, exchange contact, and all. They'll be like, you're just wasting your time. Anytime they see me in such kind of meetings. Now that I was able to talent spot a lot of people from these meetings that I go, when I came to form this foundation, and I used those people to be part of the foundation. Those other people that weren't supporting me were now like, okay, so we started together, we were young, we were all this thing, and then now you went and picked a different kind of people that didn't know who you were.
Because what did they want you to do before? You should be begging them.
Thank you. They never use the opportunity to build their capacity. And I wouldn't want to pick them to be part of this foundation and ruin it for me. So I need people who were very supportive and needed to know that there is hard work, that you need to be committed to certain things.
But do you think these people will actually change once because they've seen like what it has become now? Do you think they would? They would. If life, let's say life, if it doesn't teach you a lesson the simpler way, it will teach you the hard way. And I realize that some of them are now gradually thinking, okay, there is need for them to actually come out and, you know, don't just stay and look for the white collar job or look for money alone. You should need to build your capacity. So some of them are actually coming out. And they're now trying to support. When I share something, they now try to share and tag me and, you know, to share. So, at least so that you can see the effort they are finally putting into it.
Yes,
and I'm really glad that when I invited you, like I've been waiting for you to be available, and then what I loved was the fact that when you finally were available, you were like, okay, Salamatu, when are we doing this? What is the time? What are we talking about?
I was just so excited. In fact, even before I came, when I watched the few clips in the past that this podcast you made, I was like, wow, I need to be on this podcast, honestly, because it was such an educating platform. It gave people opportunity to know more about other people, because there are some other people in businesses, in politics, in all walks of life that are there, that are doing wonderfully and amazingly well, but then people do not know them.
Yes.
People need to know. So this is like, for me, it's like a platform for other people to know this kind of people.
Yes.
I saw one that you did for, is it Halima? So she's like a caterer also.
Yeah, Halima.
Yes. And there was one that I saw for Hassan.
Your best friend.
My best friend, whom I met through that podcast, because I listened to him carefully and I realized he's a potential. He's somebody he should be an ally.
Definitely.
So it has given me a friend.
Yes.
This podcast has given me a friend. And a lot. I saw Muhammad Sani too. Yeah, Muhammad Sani is such an amazing person, also doing very well. I saw a lot of people. So I felt that is an opportunity, and that is one thing we lack here. We don't promote other. So this is like a promotion avenue for people. You know, the talent you have, tell the world. And
yes.
So this is what, if there is anything I must appreciate and congratulate, Self-Love Power podcast. Oh my God, I always find it difficult, calling
yes, people, but I think with time we'll get used to it.
Yes, we'll get used to it. So I think if there is anything they have achieved, I think this, the promotion, showcasing to the world what potentials we have within the North and outside the North, I think is a big thing.
if not even for anything else, for the fact that today you met Hassan and you guys were excited to meet each other, it's like one of the best achievements.
Honestly,
like you said, we don't support each other. So to find young people are like the people who can change things for Nigeria. Sure. So when you start finding people bonding and actually wanting to share ideas, it's really encouraging.
Very encouraging, honestly.
Yeah.
So I had fun. I met with him today. We've interacted on social media after you hooked us up. After I said you must make him my friend.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, we spoke on WhatsApp
a
few times, but we said I was going to come to his place at Raven and Macau, and an
You're
amazing.
Finally here.
I'm finally here. An amazing place, honestly.
Yes. So we are at Raven and Macau today. I didn't use the usual venue. We wanted to switch it up for Eid and also have our guest meet his friend.
Yes. So.
And also, we're really excited that you're listening to us this Eid day. We wish you all the best with your family and your friends.
Sure.
And as you can see, I'm also not wearing my usual jacket. That's just for branding. I love my jacket, but I just wanted to dress up for Eid just to kind of appreciate the day. And shout out to Marjan Gallery. You can find her on Instagram for making this dress for me and for being so hardworking. She's also a young fashion person and she's really, really hardworking and she knows what she's doing. So you can also follow her on Instagram. At this point, reminding you that Vogue Garden is still giving out free meal tickets. And
I am a winner of one of these tickets, so I need to go and collect
Can you imagine? It's just
No, I've remembered this.
I've used your ticket.
You can't use my ticket. I need to go to that Vogue Garden. Honestly, I've been hearing a lot about it. I want to go and see what is it, because I'm very kinky. I like, if I see food, I like to analyze what the content, and all. So I want to go and see what Vogue Garden have.
We need to go to Mama T's.
Oh, really?
You're around. I want to go there.
We need to go, honestly. Oh my God.
Mama T's, she's in Savongari. Her food.
Oh my God.
Her food
is
amazing.
I can travel from London to Kano to come and eat that food. Oh!
I swear, don't worry.
I crave for it.
Maybe we'll put the food for you on our story on Instagram so that you will see how it is. But yeah, you can use your female tickets. It's Salah, so
yeah, sure.
I'm
going with a team, so it's either that plate is enough to feed us, or we scatter that place and collect all the food.
I beg, Vogue Garden, please, I beg. When you see this person, don't allow him inside. He wants to come and finish your food.
Because when I want it, everybody wants, like, you will join me in that meal. They have to join me in that meal. Icon Farouk and Team Emona, everybody wants to join me. They want to be in that meal. So
maybe you should just take it and go and just share it.
No, I want to have the comfort of the place. I want to have an experience of what it means to sit at Vogue Garden.
But Lele, you share everything. Just like give foundation. Share this one.
It's food though. It's food though.
Can you imagine?
So Let's share. We will share it. We will share it. Everybody has to have a taste of Vogue.
We'll share it.
Yes, we will.
So back to our conversation, right? Yes. Now, one of the reasons why I invite people to Self-Love Power is because I want young people to share their inspiring stories. We're used to hearing the success stories, right? But we're not used to hearing the challenges. There were days, of course, that you might have cried, you might have, I don't know, crazy days.
I've cried a lot of times.
What has been the most challenging thing in your entire life? And how did you go through that?
Wow. One of the most challenging part of my life, first, I think I have a lot too. Maybe 2 or 3. Can I say them?
You can say them.
Okay.
We are free to hear.
The first part is, having to be raised by my mom. I lost my dad at a very younger age. So my mom has been everything for me. So it has been really challenging, me going through school, and she wanted the best. Mm-hmm. She ensured that I went to the best secondary school, primary school, and university too as well. Mm-hmm. So it has been very, very challenging. Business, you know how business is now. Today is profit, tomorrow is loss. Yes. So that was how I was able to, smuggle through my academic, road. I had to just be in school. So she wanted me to be in school. So that was one of the challenges I had. That was the first challenge. Mm. And then the second challenge I had in life was, my academic life performances.
Okay.
At first, alhamdulillah, I want to thank God, but at first I was not like this, never like this. I was so performing poorly in school, right from primary school and some part of my secondary school. I was performing very poorly. But somehow, because of the motivations I always got, I can still remember the time when my mom would be praying and she would raise her hand. I can still remember when she would be crying. I would be listening to her, praying that let her son also be part of those students that people would be proud of. I still remember those moments. So her prayers, the hard work and motivation, I just got this instinct, and before you know it, I switched from being that person who wasn't performing well in school to person who is now willing to learn, to person who is now performing, at least doing well, and to where I am today. So my academic environment, my academic walk of life has been very, very challenging for me.
Yes.
And until when I reached the stage in which I am today. And then another thing is my business. Oh my God. When I started business, I am not the business kind of person.
I've noticed.
I've always been this, let me go into administration, let me just be with the paper, the book, let me write, let me draft, but then after realizing that this Nigerian work,
you have to do business. So
you have to do business. You have to just go into the entrepreneurship. With Startup Kano, oh my God, Startup Kano has done a lot. So with Startup Kano, I got the instinct, because there was a training by British Council, the business model, canvas, business
creative enterprise thing program. Yeah, shout out to British Council. I hope they watch this episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it gave me an opportunity to understand a lot about business, how to plan it, how to plan my income, my expenditure, profit and all, how to manage my, the lapses I get in my business. So with that training and many other interactions I've had with the likes of Ahmed Bature, Aisha Tufa, and so many other people, Icon Farouk, who has been very, very supportive, I started developing the interest for business. And when I started, it wasn't easy. I almost backed out, because oh my God, I like when I start, make money and then
bam, 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 millionaire.
But I realized that is not business. You need patience, you need perseverance, you need hard work, you need commitment. So I started gradually, and when I started, I went the hard way, because I wasn't just starting a small business. I started a business that had to go from state to state.
I remember when you were traveling. Yes.
So I had to go as far as Aba in Southeast, in Abia State. I had to go there to go and get fabrics and then bring them. I never had shop at that time, so I had to just brand. You know how Aba materials are now. So when I bring them, I brand them, I package them. I make my logo, my sticker, I put, and people, my contacts. My God, I'm just going to say a shout out and a very big thank you to my WhatsApp.
Grateful.
I'm telling you, if you are on my social media handle, my Facebook, my WhatsApp, you have been very supportive. For the foundation, they've been the ones doing everything. For my business, they've been the ones supporting. So I got all my customers, all my supports from WhatsApp contact and Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
So I started sharing on Instagram, on Facebook and all, and people started patronizing. You know, you make orders, I deliver.
Yes.
You make orders, I deliver. So, and I started from going to Aba once every month. I started going to Aba twice. I started going to Aba thrice.
Wow.
Because when I bring, the goods gets finished, and then, you know, and then, but most of it was on credit.
Yeah.
And you know how credit is. Following up credit, I wasn't that patient. I was like, oh
You
God.
can't follow credit. You're too nice.
I tell you, so that's how, you know, if you pay the little they refund back, I still go back, you know. So it has been very, very challenging following the road 26, 24 hours.
And you know, for me, I've always been a business person.
Yeah.
I started business when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
Yes. I used to go, my mom would take me. My mom is, you know, when you were talking about your mom, I got a bit emotional.
Yeah.
Because my mom is just like that. She would give you everything just to see that you make it. She's extremely supportive. And so she would take me to the market and see one or two things, and I'll come and I'll sell it. And people were really buying because they were surprised how this young girl knew business and wanted to do something, right? So I really understand the journey you're talking about, and I so much commend your efforts in going through these challenges and still keeping on. So you guys should follow Elegante Republic.
Yes.
Is that what you're wearing?
Yeah, it's elegant.
Nice,
It's
nice.
Elegant Republic.
Yeah, you guys should follow and please patronize him, be on his contacts so that you can join the family. Honestly, yeah. Now, the reason why we named this podcast Self-Love Power is because, do you have an idea why we might have?
Okay, I actually sat down at one point and I broke the words self-love power podcast. Okay, podcast, but self-love power. You know, I saw those words as being very strong words, you know, that almost covers every walk of life. In every walk of life, you need one, two, or the whole of it for you to, you know, succeed in life. So this is just a brief about what I know.
I think we might both Garden, please give him another ticket.
Another ticket, I need another ticket.
I'll go together. So that's exactly true. These are the most powerful things you need in life. Self, who you love, what gives you power, empowers you. If you had to choose between self, love, and power, which one would you choose first?
Self, love, and power.
You can take a minute to think about it. And why? Why would you choose one?
This is a jam. Okay. I would say love. I would say love.
Why?
Because in everything you do, you need that love. You need you need to, for everything as a self, as a person, for you to do anything, you need to love that thing you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, you would not make it. You would not see yourself excelling because you're just doing it out of compulsion. So you're not really doing what you want to do. And then love, of course, is the beginning, because even from the conceiving of person, it's love that brings a mom and a dad together before they give birth to a person. So it's the first thing, and then you come into this world, and then the love from mother is what keeps you growing, and the father and everybody around you. So when you grow up in a community where people like you, they love you, you know, you tend to grow as a person who should also reciprocate it to other people. So if you grow in a place where you are being loved, you learn to do a lot of things out of love, not out of compulsion. So in businesses, you need to love the business you do for you to excel. In politics, you need to love your people for you to lead very well. In normal relationship, for a relationship to last, there needs to be love. You know, so this is what I think.
And then there is the love of God. There is the love of Allah.
Oh my, that's the ultimate love.
The ultimate. Without it, we are like finished.
I'm telling you. So you need the love of God. You need to love God. And God loves you, of course. So we need those category of. So I feel, as a person, why I wanted juggling between self and love, but then I realized this self is nothing without love. So you need love at every point.
Comes first.
Yes.
So. Commendable. So he actually shows love and he defended it really well. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Who is your inspiration?
I ever?
You've never
like sit down to say, okay, this is who should be or who has been. But then there are a lot. You know, I've always been I've always been juggling or switching between who an inspirer is and who a mentor is.
Okay.
It was
What's
later
the
that
difference?
it was later that I got to understand that a mentor is supposed to be somebody you can sit with, somebody who can guide you, somebody who should speak to you,
Yes.
to do on every part of your life. That's a mentor. But then somebody who should be an inspirer is somebody who might not even know you exist, but you look up to him, you look up to what he does, and you see yourself growing to become that kind of person. Even if you don't copy every part of his life, but then at least the good ones that you feel you align to. So for my inspirer or somebody who inspires me, I would say Sunusi Lamido Sunusi.
Okay, why?
Honestly, this man has been very, very, number one, he's very open.
Yes.
Number two, he is, on the point. If there is something that needs to be dealt with, he doesn't beat around the bush.
He's straight to the point.
Yes. And if you know Sunusi very well, His Highness, you would know that he's this kind of person that when it comes to the girl child education, when it comes to education at large, when it comes to the Almajiri, when it comes to societal development, when it comes to economy, of course, as a former CBN governor, when it comes to all of these things, he is very, very supportive.
Yes.
And he understands exactly what people feel. I don't know. He just has a way of understanding how people feel. And he has shown it because he has demonstrated it by helping and speaking on several occasions. This is what leaders should be. When he was the emir, he has always been speaking, and we need this kind of more of this kind of people within the society.
Yes.
So people castigate him, people speak ill of him because of that. I still remember about the marriage thing. He also speaks a lot about marriage. Because whether we like it or not, the kind of society in which we find ourselves has a way of having something to do with marriage.
Yeah, all these things must come in.
Honestly,
in the conversation.
The choice of who should be your spouse, who should be your husband, who should be your wife, the choice of how many kids you should have, how you should train them, how they should go through schools and all, is very, very important. And he has always been against you marrying more than one wife when you can't take care of them. Even in the religion, it says you should marry 2, 3, 4, but if you know you can't take care of them or you can't, give them equal love, you should marry 1. So the religion was very clear and explicit, So he has always been, why I have seen most of the cases where people we have had under Give Foundation that we needed to assist is either people from broken marriages or somebody who would just marry 2, 3 wives, give birth to 15, 20 children and die and leave them, and they have nowhere to run to, or even when he is alive, he has no means. He doesn't know. And even at that point when he has no means to feed the ones that he has, he still gives back again to more, I feel this is one thing that he has, His Highness has always been speaking about, the girl child education, because when you educate a girl child, you are educating a society, honestly, because the girl child is like the first teacher, she's like the first mentor to every person that comes to the earth.
True.
So she trains the kind of society so he has been speaking about that. The Almajiri, which is like, not the Almajiri system, but then the kind of Almajiri we have, the kind of Almajiri system we have nowadays is not what the Islam speaks about. Because Islam speaks about you going to seek for knowledge, but then there has to be some rudiments that you need to do that. What supports you, the food, the clothing, the shelter and all, you need that. But they are lacking nowadays. People will just give birth and take them to one malam, and that's all. There will be nobody to take care of that person. And these are the kind of people that grow without love because there is nobody to show them love. And so they grow hating the society, thinking that everybody is against them. Nobody wants to support them. Because when they go to beg for food, hardly nowadays do they get the food. When you go on the street, they hardly get anything. When they start menial job, there is really nothing coming out of it. So they grow with that hatred that nobody likes them. Nobody wants them to grow. So they grow. These are the kind of people that grow into bandits. They grow to become thieves. They grow to become a lot of things that thank you. a lot of things that the society does not want. So these are some of the things that he speaks about, and he's very, very open and friendly. He's a leader, yes, but then he's very open. When you get to interact, I had an interaction with him. Oh my God, he's one of the most simplest and cool-headed person you can speak to. He speaks to you like he's speaking to himself. He opens up to you. He tells you what you should know. He might have his lapses as a human being that he is, but I look up to him and he's very his fashion taste.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, I love his fashion taste.
One thing I love about
Honestly,
his personality, the way he speaks. He's eloquent.
I'm telling you, he hits the nail on the head. He tells you what you should know, not what you need to know, or not what you want to know. He tells you what you should know, and that is why he has always been having issues with people. Those people that actually don't want to be told the truth.
Yes.
So that is why I see him as somebody who inspires me. So anytime I listen to his lectures, I meet him, I get to know a lot about him, I get inspired. I feel someday, because if you listen to his history, there were some goals that he set for himself in this life. There were, I think, 3 goals. I don't know if I can remember them clearly. That his first goal is to see how he can succeed to become, I think, the First Bank MD or so, and then to become the CBN governor, and then which he did, and then to become the Emir of Kano. So all of the 3 that he set for himself, he has achieved it in life. So I feel when it comes to setting goal, focus, and then achieving them, he's good with it. So
which I think is one of the things we lack as young people.
Honestly.
No goals, no milestones. We're just living day by day.
I'm telling you, you just start something, it's not working, you just leave it, you start another one. You don't know how to grow that thing to become what you want it to be. So this is why I see him as somebody who inspires me.
That's beautiful. And you said something about Give Foundation, and I wanted to ask you, yes, it's nice to have people that are supporting. You get people who contribute money for us to pay the bills and all of that. But what has been your most challenging case? Because I know it's not all the time that you get support and all of that. Yes. What has been your most challenging case?
Of course, the first challenge that we are facing, or we have faced, and are still facing, of course, is the funding. We are not this foundation that has gotten any donation from foreign body or from any government or anybody, any organization. All our donations were basically coming from our contact, from people who are willing to donate 500, 1,000, for us to raise, to support any patient or anybody we want to help. So, and when you're not God, when people keep coming to you, at some point in time you get tired. So I feel at some point in time we are overstretching our donors, and we're now thinking about how we can find an alternative means of funding our activities.
Yes.
So sourcing for this fund, going to meet people, we practically at some point become like beggars, because we keep on asking, please support, please.
You keep on posting, broadcasts.
I'm telling you, sometimes I would send something, I would feel like, oh my God, if it's me that receives this thing constantly, I would get tired. And then I will now post another thing again, please, we are sorry, we have been too,
yes.
Because I know what people feel, because everybody has his own problems. And then you are now adding this to his own, so it has been very challenging. And then in the projects we have delivered so far, one project that gave me sleep, or gave us, because we are Give Foundation, that gave us sleepless night, is a house that we built for a certain widow. And that way,
yes,
that house took us like almost a month or so, raising the fund. We spent, I think, around 600,000 or plus. But then, raising that money was hell for us. We had to practically go begging. Some of us even sold what we had to even see to it. Some of us had to go on the street to seek for donation. We went personal on the street, make videos to raise money. I never knew that building a house is this hectic.
I swear.
It was when we started, because it was an uncompleted building that was about demolition, that was about falling down, that we had to just demolish everything and start from scratch. But alhamdulillah, at the end, we are able to build a more comfortable house for them to move in. So that has been the most hectic project we have had so far, honestly, since we began.
So, Alhamdulillah. Lele, thank you so much for coming today. This conversation has been amazing, from this to this to this, and I'm very sure our listeners would learn so much from you.
A lot.
And it's Eid, so I have a gift.
For me?
No.
Or for the viewers?
For the viewers, you can shall go and view it. The gift is that Sal's Epiphany Studio, which is our major sponsor for this podcast, is offering a free product photo shoot to one of our listeners.
Wow.
So what we're going to do is you're going to comment on our social media at Self Love Power. Comment who you think deserves to win this free product photo shoot.
Wow. So I need to go and start mobilizing people.
Mobilize all that in your contacts.
I'll mobilize all of them.
I think that's how you won the free meal tickets.
That's actually the secret, yeah. So when I shared, people were just liking,
Yes.
Comment, so
it's good to have a network of supportive people, honestly.
Honestly.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Please follow us on our social media platforms at Self Love Power Podcast on Instagram, on YouTube, and Spotify. You can follow Lele on Instagram.
Yes, at Sadiq Lele.
Yes. Please remember to follow Give Foundation. Follow Give Foundation. And follow Marjan for making this beautiful dress for me. Thank you so much. And follow all our partners. They've been so amazing. And please drop a comment saying Eid Mubarak to us too, because we want to hear from you. So Lele, before we go, do you have any question, anything you want to drop?
One thing I want to say is, please, let's have more of this. Let's have more. And I want to advise that it should not just be us that have been to the four walls of the university alone. There are a lot of people that are doing well within the society that may not have, had the education, full education thing, but then they need to be on this seat someday to tell their stories. These people who have had a lot of things, experiences, they need to sit on this seat and tell the world what they need to know. So it doesn't have to be us that have been on the social media thing always. I want to say a big thank you to every person that has helped in any way to support Give Foundation, with money, with your energy, with everything that you have done. Please don't get tired. The road, they said, to heaven is rough. And you need to take the pain of, continuously making it a habit to donate at every point in time, no matter how little. It doesn't matter how much you have, but if you try as much to donate, and God will see your heart and also help you. May God help every person that has donated, and may God fulfill your heart desire. To Self Love Power Podcast, you are doing an amazing job, honestly. You're doing an amazing job. Well done.
Thank
and I wish you the best too.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Oh